Alright, so I'm finna make a real quick video. You heard me talking about how I got into trucking, cause it's like a long story, but it don't really start with trucking. It's kind of just how I was like, all right, cool. Let me try trucking out, cause I was like, this shit it can't be that hard, right? So it go way back to before I had moved to Colorado. I'm from North Carolina, you hear me? I moved to Colorado. I flew out there. And then I thought, I thought I had a kid. It was like a whole thing. And then end up finding out the kid won't mind, right? So then I'm like, all right, well, I'm staying in Colorado for a little while, but then I end up talking to somebody, and I moved from Colorado to Ohio, and I drove 18 hours straight, you heard me, like non-stop. I stopped twice for gas, and then the other I stopped twice for gas, and it was like an 18-hour drive. So then I drove that drive, and then I was like, all right, I was after working third shift in a warehouse. I was like, all right, bet, I guess I could try truck driving, because I'm pretty sure they can't drive that long. So I was like, all right, bet. So I went to the place I was at. I had stayed in Ohio, and I was like, all right, I went to get an interview at Amazon, but Amazon was like a brand new facility. So like, yeah, we hired you, but you gotta wait 2 weeks. So I'm sitting there chilling. I'm like, well, let me see if I can go get my CDL. I go to Roadmaster in Columbus, which was, I shouldn't have went there in the first place, because it was way too expensive for no reason. But long story short, I went to Roadmaster in Columbus, and then they approved me. I think I went there on like a Monday. They approved me to get hired at Warner and for school on Thursday. So then I was like, all right, bet. So I didn't go to Amazon. Then I go through the schools, like 3 weeks of school. So I got my CDL February 2020, and then I stayed in I stayed at Warner for like 13 months, like being a company driver. I did Dollar Tree, and I stayed there. And then I was like, I wanted to buy a truck, and I was like, if I buy a truck, I still want to do Dollar Tree. So I asked Warner, I was like, hey, do y'all have like an owner operator account or like lease purchase, something that I can do to where I can get a truck and still do Dollar Tree? And they was like, nah, we ain't got that. So then I was like, all right, whatever. I'm finna try to find another job. So then that's when I do lease purchase with US Express, and then I start there.